to our home bakery. My name is Alexandra and today I'll be showing you how to make a original Viennese apple strudel. Let's first start with the history. Now the recipe exists over 300 years ago and the apple strudel is divided in two parts. So the dough comes from the Turkey and the filling from Hungarian. In Hungarian they met up with the Empress Maria Theresa. She fell in love with the strudel, so she brought it here in the court. She changed it a bit and that's how the original Viennese apple strudel was born. We're going to start with the ingredients. Now for the dough we use white, plain, soft flour. It should be so soft that you cannot feel any crumbs in it. Lukewarm water. If you add hot water to the dough will break. So just use the lukewarm water, sunflower oil, 1 egg, and a pinch of salt. We need all those ingredients together, either with your hands. Of course you got a better feeling for it, but you can also use your own kitchen machine. Just knead the dough until it gets a nice plain dough. Do not knead it too long, or else the dough will lose its elasticness. So for about 5 minutes is fine. I do have a secret to improve the dough. Now, we rest the dough in the fridge for 2 hours. When you take it out, you put the dough in a sunflower oil bath, fully covered with oil, for about 10 minutes in the room temperature. So it's more elastic, flexible, and you can stretch faster. And when it's finished rested, then you can start stretching it. So that was for the dough. We are going to come up to the filling. For the filling, we use only sour apples. Example, Granny Smith, Bosco. Here we use the typical Grafensteiner. We peel them, we cut the seeds out, and we also cut them in different slices, but we don't cook them. Why do we cut them in different slices? When we have the thin pieces, they're soft and juicy, and the middle ones have a nice bite in it. When you combine it together, it gets its perfect texture, so it's not so mashy and juicy. It is a bit stable and has a nice bite. We add a bit of lemon juice to it, to the apples, so that they stay fresh and do not turn brown. Breadcrumbs that are just roasted in melted butter until it turns gold brown, about this color, and you add it to the filling. Cinnamon mixed up with sugar. Raisins that are drugged in rum for about 24 hours. We don't do this here in the bakery because children also come here, but traditionally we add rum raisins to it because it also adds a nice aroma to it. And if you want, you can add a bit of rum to it more. If you don't know how to make your own apple filling, we have our finished filling here in the shop to buy, so it's a bit easier for you. The important part, what we need now, is a strudel cloth made out of linen and cotton. You can get this from the shop, and I'll show you now for what exactly I'll be using it. First, what I'm going to do is I'll take a bit of flour, just sprinkle a bit my cloth. I will take my dough and dip it a few times in flour so it prevents the dough from the stickiness. I will press the endings of the dough so that in the middle there is a small heel build-up. Of course you should roll the dough from the inside nicely to the outside. Now, I will take my small rolling pin, which is quite big, and at this point I feel sorry for you at home. You probably have to jog around your kitchen table. I'm allowed to cheat a bit because I've got a nice rolling table and it's going to go a bit faster for me. Before you start stretching the dough, you should take all your jewelries and bracelets away, or sadly, the dough will get holes in it. Now when I stretch the dough, I don't stretch it with my fingers. I will stretch it with the back of my hands, or you can use your knuckles as a support. So basically what I mean, you should make a nice fist, and that's how you can stretch the dough. I will put a bit of flour in the back of my hand so that when I stretch it, it stretches smoothly and does not really stick on your hands. Now I can start in the middle of the dough and stretch it from the inside nicely to the outside. If you do want to have a bit of fun, what you can try out is you can actually also try drawing the dough up. It stretches faster, but it sadly makes your kitchen dirty, so that's why I'll show you something easier. When you see it's a bit see-through in the middle, do not start stretching there anymore. We will just go to the ends and continue stretching there. Now if you don't know how to stretch it like I do, the air stretching, for the start you can really use a table what you can do is you can either stretch it like this, it will take a while, but you can also practice stretching at the ends. So you can start stretching the air one. If you do get holes in the dough, do not worry, the dough is sticky enough that you can actually pinch the holes together. And that's how you can stretch the dough, how big you want it to get. So that's big enough, and I will put it now on my screw cloth. Now I can show you how elastic my dough is and even if it's see-through enough or not. First, I'll make a nice air bubble. Aha! But second of all, you can also play around with this. Oh gosh. And that's how you see if the dough is elastic or not. It says the dough should be thin enough that you can also read a newspaper through it. I will take a recipe instead. I will just put it under my dough, and that's how you can see through it. Now, if this doesn't work at home, you can definitely cheat. You can take a newspaper with just a big headline, just put it on your dough, and then you will read the big words through it. So it always works all the time. Okay, so that was for the dough. We are going to come up to the filling. What I'm going to do first is I will form it about the hand size. I'll make a nice line and just build up a wall so that at the end you get perfect form. Since the dough does not contain any sugar, instead of apples, you can add to it vegetables, meat, cheese, different types of fruits, what your heart desires, and it will definitely do. Coming up to the endings, I left something over. I won't rip it off. What I will just do is I will cover my filling with it. And I can show you why I need my screw cloth. What I will just do is I will pick it up and the screw rolls by itself. So that's why it is better to have a screw cloth for support. Now, I will take a bit of my melted butter, shortly brush the endings so that I can really close up properly. And I will roll it on the nice side so that you don't see the endings above. For those two endings, we don't cut it because when you bake the apple strudel, the filling will run out. To stop it, we will just stretch it a bit, twist it, make a nice, just take the rest away and make a nice twist. And so it's actually perfectly closed and nothing can run out. The same thing I just need to do on the other side. So it's actually really easy. Now, I have a question. How do I transport my apple strudel on the tray without moving my tray? Do you guys have any idea?
Where are you going to move it to? The tray?
To the tray, yeah.
With the cloth.
With the cloth, exactly. In case the strudel's about this size, you can use your hands with it. But if it's a bit bigger, you need a support, so that's why we use the cloth. And just take the two endings, make a bag with it, and you just need to carry it on the tray. For the last bit, I just need to roll it on. So it's perfectly safe on the tray. You should form it so that when you bake the apple strudel, it stays in its perfect form. I will take melted butter. This time I will brush up the whole apple strudel because when it's finished baked, you do get a nice gold brown color like ours here. And it gives you a nice taste and a perfect crisp above the apple strudel. So that's why we just brush up the whole apple strudel. Since your oven at home is a bit different than ours, I would prefer you to take egg yolk. Just add the melted butter to it so that it also gives the taste. We bake the apple strudel by 180 degrees Celsius, about 20 to 30 minutes. You don't have to look on the time, you can actually also enjoy looking in the oven. See if it has a nice gold brown color, it is definitely finished. or if it smells around your whole kitchen like an apple strudel. You never know. It can happen. It's finished. The hardest part of all is going to come up because when it's finished baked, you should let the strudel rest for about 30 minutes. Why? The apples are boiling hot. So just let it rest, then you can cut it, add a bit of sugar above. You can eat it either with vanilla sauce, vanilla ice cream, or white cream, and that's how we make the original Viennese apple strudel. We have our recipes free to take at the entrance in any languages, even in English and in German, but with the Austrian flag. If you need any help, on the back side down is our strudel hotline number, so that means you can directly call us and we will definitely try and help you out, or just write us an email and we'll write you back. So, did I forget something? No, I actually did. I hope so this small strudel show was interesting and the strudel was tasteful. I'll be glad if you also leave me a bit of tip money for me and my colleague, but now I do wish you a great time in Schonbrunn. Enjoy it in Vienna too, and of course, the other sweets. I actually did forget something. So everything what I showed you from the start till the end brings you nothing without the basic ingredient. Yeah, that is actually with love. So thank you very much. Have a nice day and